Hey guys, so I've been wanting to film this video for a really long time, and I actually sat down and did like a week ago, and I wasn't as organized, and I definitely went back to edit it and realized that I talked entirely too fucking much. So I decided today on my day off I would make a completely new one and just talk to you guys a little bit about a lot of the questions I've gotten on my social medias over the last few years, and just kind of to explain to a lot of people in my life like what has happened and why I've gone vogue a lot or on hiatuses, and I guess just get a lot off my chest. And when you say it out loud, it really like resonates more with a person, makes you realize why you're doing the things that you're doing sometimes. And over the last like 2 years, I've been really able to figure it out and piece it all together for myself. And I have a lot of people in my life. I have 10 siblings, so I have a lot of people in my life who are younger than me, and I know are going to be going through the same phases and like trials and tribulations that I have over the last like 5-6 years. And so I decided that I just wanted to sit down and like get everything off my chest and put it out there and see if anyone can relate or hopefully help somebody and the choices that they make. And I know that everybody like learns from the school of tuition, or what is it? Okay, I'm awful. I do this all the time. I fuck up lyrics and quotes and shit. But you know, Big Boy's podcast, you know, always says about paying tuition to the school of experience. That's it. That's the quote. And so pretty much all I'm saying is I know that I'm just talking a bunch of fucking gibberish, and you don't have to learn anything from what I'm saying. But I hope that you can at least like laugh at my stupidity, I guess. Okay, so the first thing that I really wanted to talk about is I've gotten asked a lot, and like I guess people just assume, and I'm from a small town, so that's exactly what people do, but that I dropped out of school, or that yeah, I guess just that's it, that I was a college dropout. And I guess I just want to let everyone know that that's not the case. I mean, technically speaking, I withdrew. But what had happened was, anyway, sorry, I'm really awkward and I'm trying to get used to videoing, and I'm in my like space, in my apartment building. There's other people. I don't like people. So anyway, I technically withdrew from Colorado State because like 3 weeks into going to school there, I found out that I was not getting the financial aid that I thought I received. And I got an email saying that I owed them $16,000 by Monday, and it was like a Friday. So I was like, okay. Anyone that knows me knows, yes, like I just said, I have 10 siblings. I grew up with my grandmother. I came from a very, very poor family. I worked like 3 jobs in high school and all that. So I obviously was the first one in my family that tried to go to college and tried to do my FAFSA on my own and do all that stuff. And somewhere along the lines, I don't know if I did something wrong or if that's just how fucked the system really is, but somewhere along the lines, a girl who grew up with her grandmother, with neither of her parents, had 10 siblings, and worked 3 jobs of her own in high school, did not receive any financial aid. So I owed them $16,000 by Monday, and that just wasn't happening. Life happens. However, I have to tell you that before that, I was really driven. Like, I was driven to be a lawyer. I was vice president of my class, was like most likely to succeed, like all that crazy shit, and it just didn't happen. It didn't happen. It couldn't happen. I didn't understand it, but I literally like didn't have any other choice. Okay, so by driven, I really just meant that in high school, I had a very specific path that I thought I was going to live. So that just means I wanted to be a lawyer, and I decided like halfway through high school, I don't just want to be a lawyer. I want to be a fucking ambassador, and I want to change our country, and I want to change our world, and I want to go travel to Africa, and I want to see how people fucking live in all these other countries that America portrays as shit, but really they have like amazing attributes to them and things that their cultures like get by a lot better than we do most of the time, that our media just like strays things. And I wanted to just maybe be that link, you know. I had like serious goals, and like I said, I had 10 siblings, and I didn't grow up in either of my parents' household. I grew up with my grandmother, and nobody in my family had gone to college, so let alone all of that, like I really thought that I was going to be fucking Oprah. Like I'm coming from here to here, and that's that, okay? But what really happened was I started applying to only Ivy League schools. So I don't know if everyone knows what an Ivy League school is, but it's just like the top schools in our country, extremely difficult schools to get into. And I was shooting high. I wanted to go to Georgetown University. Like when I wanted to go to law school, like I wanted to go to law school. I wanted to go to law school in fucking DC, and I wanted to do the damn thing. And I did everything I could to do that. I joined every group at school that I could just to prove that I had leadership qualities. I went above and beyond in anything that I could just to really prove myself. I knew that I didn't have the finances or maybe the family name or, you know, all the other bullshit, but I wanted to prove myself that I could do it. And I went through the first few processes of it, which is pretty big, you know. I sent in my application, it didn't just get ignored. I had to go have an interview, and he kind of tried to break it to me softly there, like, sweetie, we haven't, like, accepted anyone from this area in years, so, and I'm like, what does that have to do with anything? Like, but it has a lot to do with everything on the grander scheme of things. Like, I'm from a small town, from a school that people haven't gone to an Ivy League school in years. Nobody has a family last name that really means much. So there's nothing really backing me up, if that makes sense. So anyway, I strayed away from that. Like I said, I was working 3 or 4 jobs in high school. At one point I was making $18 an hour at one of them. And that's crazy for a freaking 17-year-old girl to be making. But it was kind of wearing me thin, I guess. I thought I had the energy for it, but I would wake up at like 5 a.m. I would drive my best friend's car to work. I would come home like an hour to her house because I was pretty much living with her my whole senior year. And I'd come back to her house like an hour before we needed to be at school, like hurry up and get ready with her, and then we'd bounce and go to school. And then I would go from school to an ice cream shop that I worked at as a manager, and then sometimes from there I'd leave and go waitress at Pizza Hut, or sometimes I would have to like leave there to go to a track meet or whatever. But I was extremely goal oriented and driven, and I really thought that like all of these things is gonna help me get to where I wanted to go. And I started really smoking weed, honestly. So my senior year I started to smoke weed a lot, and I've always partied. Not now, I don't now, but I partied hard in high school, and so like I just started slowing down on the drinking and stuff and was just smoking, and I guess I used it literally for recreational use because I was developing a lot of depression my senior year that I didn't talk about to anybody, that I didn't even really acknowledge or know how to acknowledge. And it was because I could feel myself changing and things changing, but not feeling like so sure of it anymore. Like I used to be so confident in everything I did, and now I just wasn't feeling it. But I still tried to get into Georgetown anyway. Long story short, I didn't get into any of those Ivy League schools that I had originally planned on. And for some reason I thought that a miracle was going to happen and I was gonna get accepted. And I didn't. And so what I did was the first of many manic impulsive things. And that's what made me realize some of the mental things that I, a year or two later, realized that I was going through. But I did what any rational human would do, and I applied to a school in Colorado, okay? Like, you're poor, you couldn't go to schools 2 hours away from you, why not try to go across the country? Doesn't that make so much sense? Okay, so anyway, that's what I did. And I got accepted. I got accepted right away. I got accepted into a school that was bigger than Penn State. Penn State's fucking huge, okay? You live in Pennsylvania, you know Penn State is the shit. And CSU was even a little bit bigger than that, and in a fucking city, like a real city, and had legal weed and hippie shit and art and everything I fucking love. And I'm like, yeah, that's it, I'm out. I don't need an Ivy League school. I'm fucking leaving this town. Fuck you, fuck you, fuck you, fuck you. Fuck all of you. I'm going. And so, I did. Okay, I did. And so I started traveling. I impulsively had to buy a fucking Greyhound bus ticket the day of, because that's how I roll, to go to my school orientation and meet my roommate. And I love her. She was fucking awesome, but we'll get to that. So anyway, I had to buy this Greyhound ticket, and I was having a panic attack, and this was first of many panic attacks. And so anyway, I get on this bus and I go across the country. It takes fucking like 48 hours to get from Pennsylvania to Fort Collins, Colorado. The craziest shit I could ever tell you. Fucking crackheads. I almost got kidnapped. Fucking getting drug mules getting kicked off the Greyhound in the middle of fucking Kansas. Like, when I tell you there was nothing but fucking straight desert, fucking cactuses and like dust balls rolling across the fucking road, like literally desert, and you can see the sun setting 10,000 miles down the road, like hot as fuck. This guy got kicked out in the middle of fucking nowhere and in the middle of the heat, like, because of drugs, dude. It was fucking crazy. So anyway, I endured a bunch of crazy bullshit when it came to just the traveling to Colorado in itself. By the time I got through Kansas, seriously, it was so painful. So painful. I'm sorry to any of you that live in Kansas or have ever had to drive through Kansas. It is bullshit. But anyway, I got sick, and I don't know if it was an elevation change in Colorado or what, but I was just so sick, like, and I, like, was, like, I couldn't sleep, I couldn't do anything, I was just uncomfortable, and I just wanted to go home. Like, I literally wanted to get off the freaking bus and get on a plane and come back to Pennsylvania and say, fuck this. But I got off, and I met my roommate, and she was fucking awesome. Like, awesome. Like, we clicked instantly. Like, I'm pretty sure we smoked a blunt on the way to our house, chilled, got up, went to orientation. Everyone thought that we were, like, BFFs for, like, 10 years. Like, seriously, it was fucking cool. So, anyway, I was only supposed to stay for 3 days, and I ended up staying for a week, and we got tickets. We went to a fucking Tyler, the Creator concert, like, all this crazy shit. Let's just say that that right there is where my impulsive bullshit begun, okay? So anyway, I came home, worked the rest of the summer, still live with my best friend, Andrea. Shouts out, I love her. She's my only friend, because I seriously am serious when I say I zero humans. Don't like them. But anyway, so I came home, worked, went back to Colorado, all that happened. I couldn't go to school, and that was just that. Like, I didn't have another option. I called my family to tell them that I just got an email saying I had to withdraw from school, because I got an email, that's what I was saying, I had to withdraw before Monday, if I didn't have that $16,000. And my family was like, huh, wow, that's crazy. I'm sorry. Oh, sorry, gotta go, have things to do. Which I get it. No one in my family could wrap their head around $16,000. I couldn't wrap my head around it. It wasn't a thing. It wasn't gonna happen. So, luckily, my best friend, Andrea, bought my plane ticket home. That's the only way I could even get home. So I came home, and that's when it hit me. Like, it all fucking hit me like a sack of fucking shit on my face. Okay? All over it. I couldn't go to college, which I just strived for 4 years. I don't even really live at home because, like I said, I had a fucking house of 10. my stepmom and I butted heads back then because I fucking was grown and thought I knew it all, and was argumentative and just a bitch. And so anyway, I just like fell into the slump of depression. I got into a toxic relationship that really fucked me up. And I just, for a few years, was lost. I applied to art school. I got into art school. Me and Andrea were about to sign a lease to live in Pittsburgh in our city apartment, and she was going to go to nursing school, and I was going to go to art school, and it was all fucking great. And then all of a sudden, it was literally like the day before we were going to sign a lease or something like that, like, she decided she got accepted to a different school or something. I really forget, and I found out that they cut the entire, like, program that I was going to go to school for, and I was like, okay, well, guess that's not a thing. So it just was like a crazy roller coaster after that, and since then she's gotten married and she has a baby and lives in Ohio, and she's moved to Michigan, and they travel and move, and he's in the Coast Guard, and I couldn't be fucking happier for her, or the fact that I now live in Florida. Yeah, nah. Impulsive. So anyway, I went from one toxic relationship to a past relationship, you know, that rekindled the flame. You're so young and stupid. So anyway, I'm not here to talk shit on any of them because I don't have anything negative to say. I really don't. I grew, I learned, and things happen, and that's cool. I wish everyone nothing but the best, seriously. But I ended up moving to Florida impulsively with my roommate, Annie, and I can't even fit this on this video to tell you, but like and subscribe because I would love to tell you the last few years from that one, okay? I moved here, let's just say. Somewhere in the mix, I met my boyfriend, and we've been together for 2 years. Happy as fuck. But in the last 2 years, we've gone through ended up being homeless. My identity's stolen from my own roommates. All of my art has been stolen, like $3,000 worth of artwork. I got accused of stealing $100,000. Oh my god. I literally have so much I can't even, like, start to dive into right now because my crazy mind will go off on a tangent and try and fully. But basically, I just wanted to get off my chest that it was the impulsiveness of the decisions I made back when I was younger that led to all of this craziness. Which I'm thankful for. I'm thankful to write a book. But anyway, pretty much my point is, after Colorado and after these failed going to school and these failed relationships and stuff, I realized, like, all I wanted to do was create. And, like, that's what a lot of my problem was. I was an empath, and I still am, and I feel what other people feel. Like, I hate when people make rude remarks or make people feel stupid because I feel stupid for them. Like, I put myself in their shoes and I really feel it. Started spreading myself really thin after that and stopped being so confident in myself and stopped being so selfish in my own goals, and I started giving myself away to people and things and jobs and letting it stress me out. And I got to a point where I don't know what I was saying. Okay, so anyway, it's just pretty much the impulsiveness. The impulsiveness is what brought me here. Okay, so after all those failed attempts, after going through my depression stages and gaining and losing weight and having anxiety, like, guys, I would wake up and cry. I would just wake up and be crying. From the time I woke up, I couldn't figure it out why. Like, I didn't know why. My gram got sick. She was dying out of nowhere. That's a whole other story to tell. The hospitals pretty much killed her within a 6-month period. And I watched that all happen. but I had no feelings. Like, it all was just happening and I couldn't feel any of it. And then all of a sudden I get to Florida and I felt it all, and I fucking purged it from me in crazy manic episodes. And it all started is because I wanted to succeed and I wanted to do well, and I knew I could. I had so many people, all my teachers in high school, all my friends' parents, the family I have, like, everybody telling me in my corner, like, Carly, you are the one, like, you're gonna do this, you're gonna do whatever you want, like, you have the confidence, the drive, the work ethic, like, you got this. And then it just fell underneath me, and I'm getting it back, and I'm living in Florida, and I'm, for the last year, have had a management position in like a very nice upscale hotel in downtown, and I've just been really working on me and my relationship and the life I want to build and the family I want to be, not what I resented as a child or didn't have as a kid. And it's a lot. And I've started watching YouTube a lot with my boyfriend and watching videos and seeing just how much people can grow and really just portray what they really want. And I've always wanted to create my art and do all that. And I as soon as I was in Colorado, like, that's all Madison and I would do, is sit in our dorm and paint. And when I came home from Colorado, I got Andrew to start painting with me, and then I got Annie to start painting with me. And when we were in here in Florida, like, my roommates, the ones that did all the crazy shit to me, like, we were starting an art movement and all that shit, but it was all just parts of me that I was divvying out to these people. I was giving them my imagination and my energy, or needing theirs. And I've just finally gotten to a point where I can finally say and know and admit all of that, and I'm so excited for what's to come. And I would love to sit down and talk more, get these things off my chest and talk more. Just all the crazy stories, the fucking crackheads on the Greyhound bus, the bush vappers when we were homeless. I don't know if you guys know what bush vappers are, but if you know what I'm saying. Creeps, okay? Creeps. And I have plenty of stories, weirdo stories, hilarious motherfucking stories I would love to tell. Between that and just the many times I did go back and forth to Colorado by myself, or moving back home last summer for a few months that people probably don't even know I did. Like, just insane things. We lived out of it. Just, okay, I'm not even gonna get into it. Anyway, my point here is I love my siblings, I love all of my family, and I love being able to inspire people, whether that be through my fashion or my art or just my words. And I guess that when I was growing up, I had my grandmother, but she grew up decades before me, okay? Decades. So I didn't have a female in my life to really... I had my stepmom, and don't get me wrong, I knew my mom, and I know my mom, and I've had all of them, but I didn't have an older sister. I didn't have somebody to really guide me, even when I thought I wanted to be a lawyer, when I thought I wanted to do all these things. I didn't have that person to really say, like, Carly, is that what you want? Or have you been watching Law and Order your whole fucking life with your gram? Okay. So, my point is, I impulsively made these decisions, and I put other people before me, and I ignore my mental health. And a lot of things came from it. I deal with having BPD and anxiety, and I can say for the last year I've kicked ass. Okay, dude, I've kicked ass. This position has helped me, like, get fucking on top of the world again, and I'm just ready to fully commit. I have a fashion line I've been working on, and people don't even know it. I have outfits in my closet that I just won't even show on Instagram. I won't show nobody because I'm fucking too excited and too smart this time to be impulsive, okay? That's the deadline. That's it. That's all I gotta say. Don't fucking be impulsive. Don't do it. It's not worth it. I promise you, it's not worth it. So anyway, to all of you girls that I love from back home, and to anyone watching this really and making big life choices and big steps really think in the long run and really think about yourself. Don't fucking be impulsive. Don't try to prove anything to anyone else. Don't do it in a spiteful manner. Like, really, really decide if the school you're choosing is for you, or if school is for you. If you don't have those certain qualities, if there's the money, the people backing you up, it's really hard. And you don't have to feel like you have to go because everyone's going. Like, seriously, like, not to sound like an ass, but it feels great to be 22 and I have an apartment that I pay over $1,000 a month for, plus all my other bills and all that shit. And like, I've been doing this for a few years now, and there's so many people that are just now getting out of college that I went to school with, and they're gonna be looking for jobs, and it's hard. It is hard to find jobs with a degree. It is hard to find jobs without a degree, to even get by, plus having that debt behind you. So if you don't have the people to help you financially, I'm here to tell you, you do not have to do it. You don't. And like, if you need any help on finding jobs like outside of with a degree and stuff like that, please reach out, because they are out there. Like I said, I've been in a management position now for a year, and I've been in management since I was 17 when I first was put as a manager at an ice cream shop. Like, if you have leadership qualities, goals, and work, like, you're driven, like, you can do anything that you want. You do not have to follow the path that someone else has carved for you. And that's all, I guess, that I really wanted to say. So anyway, if you like to hear me ramble and roll my fucking eyes when I talk, I'm so sorry for that. Please, 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 just like, comment, subscribe, let me know, message me some questions. I'd love to tell you guys any more stories. Okay, so anyway, I'm gonna go be an awkward person out in the rest of the world now, and yeah, ciao!